Hey guys, I'm back with another lower body workout. I promise you this one will leave your bottoms aching. I tested it out a prior day and I did not want to have a seat. I will go through different lunge and squat variations with you, so be listening for those cues and tips and enjoy. The first movement that I will explain to you guys is a stationary lunge. It's a very popular strength training exercise. It is a forward lunge, so that'll look something like this here. All you're doing is your momentum's going up. Come up, one foot goes up. You want to make sure your knee is aligned with that ankle. You want to make sure you're not overextending. Make sure it's aligned with the ankle, your body straight up. You want to engage the core. Your front leg is at a 90-degree angle, as well as the back leg. And all you're doing, you're contracting the quad, glute, and hamstring, pushing yourself back. Again, 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. You're pushing up through this back heel. Core is engaged, pushing yourself back. You're just alternating. Lunge, you want to make sure that knee is aligned with that ankle, and the dominant muscle used here is the quad, hamstring, and glute. You're going to feel a lot of glute here because you're pushing back instead of walking lunges. The movement that is paired with the stationary lunges is a wide pulse squat. So all that is you're just bouncing in one spot for the whole time, or for reps. It's not a full motion. With the pulse squats, you are constantly stimulating muscles that are not being stimulated as you are doing a full range squat. Here you are working most of the inner thighs, outer thighs, and the glutes. You're also working the quads and the hamstrings. So the next movement are the lateral lunges. The lateral lunges target more of the inner and outer thigh. This also targets your quads, glutes, and hamstrings. And this works with change of direction, building strength in your change of direction. This works a lot well for athletes and also the general population. So the movement that is paired with the lateral lunges are a staggered stance squat. So that's just where you have one foot in front, one foot is lagging behind, so the back foot's toe is aligned with the front foot's heel. These help with people with lack of ankle mobility and give them more freedom of hip flexion. So all you're doing here, you are predominantly working this front leg, and this one is here for stability, the leg in the back. So with this, you are targeting the glutes, hamstrings, and then the quads. And let me give you a side view of how that looks. Front foot, you are trying to align the back toe with the front heel. Again, you want to make sure you keep your core engaged. Try to keep your legs as straight as possible. And if you have lack of ankle flexion, you will see that heel coming up like this. So again, this helps with people who lack in ankle mobility. That means the regular front squat or back squat is hard for them to perform and get a deeper squat in. So this helps out a lot. So the third variation of the lunge is a drop step lunge. That is a rotational lunge, so I am opening my hips up. What I'm going to do first is this leg that is not lunging, it's going to stay facing forward. It does not have to be locked in, so it doesn't have to be specifically straight. You're going to drop step this lunging leg at a 90-degree angle. Here, drop step lunge, sit back into those hips. That is targeting the glute muscles and your hip muscles. All you're doing is pushing up through that leg, coming back home. You're going to alternate, so you want to make sure this one is facing forward. Drop step lunge, 90-degree angle. You're also targeting the quads and the hamstrings. Come back home. Again, you want to make sure that your core is also engaged to get you home. Think of this movement as a change of direction for an athlete. So you're building speed and power in that leg right there. So paired with the drop step lunge are narrow squats. These squats target inner everything. So it's targeting your inner thigh or quad, your inner hamstrings, and your glutes. So with these, you will find it a little harder to go low in because your base is smaller than when you're doing a regular squat or a wide base squat. So with these, you also want to try to get as low as you possibly can, contract the glutes on your way up. I'll show you a side view. You don't want your back rounded over, so you don't want to squat like this. You want your back flat at all times. This movement forces you to try to keep your body upright. Again, you want to try to get as parallel to the ground as possible with keeping your back flat, contracting through the glutes as you're going up, and keeping your core engaged. Lunge variation is a back lunge. This is good for people who have knee concerns, lack hip mobility, and lack of balance. So with this, you are automatically going to engage your core because you're going in a direction that you don't typically move on a daily basis. You move forward. So what you're going to do is, this left leg is going to go back. My right leg is the lunging knee. So here, both legs are at a 90-degree angle. My knee is aligned with my ankle, and you are contracting the core, glutes, hamstring, and the quad, pushing your momentum forward. Some people tend to do that, and then they'll push themselves back first, and then come up. You don't want to do that. So legs here, core is engaged, your quad, glutes, hamstring engaged, and your momentum's going forward. Alternating, same thing. Core is engaged, glutes are engaged. So pair with the back lunge is a narrow squat to a crossover lunge or a squat, whichever you prefer to call it. So with the narrow squats, it's the same form as the squats that I explained to you previously, but the crossover lunge, it'll be a little awkward for first time users because you're moving in a direction or lunging in a direction that you're not usually going in. So with that, you are definitely going to feel it in the quads as you're doing this whole movement. You're going to feel it in the glutes as well as the hamstrings, and your hip flexors are working as well. You're going to keep your core engaged a lot. So here, narrow squat, crossover. Narrow squat, crossover, alternating. There you have it, guys. I recommend trying this workout, especially if you love lower body days. Like I said previously, that this will have your bottom chain on 10. Not wanting to sit on the toilet, not wanting to sit on the couch. Get at me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You already have my YouTube if you're looking at it, and as well as other stuff. Like I said previously, I will have my website up. If you have any more questions on those lower body workouts or want to see anything else, just hit me up. Thank you.